the unifying concept, overcoming challenges in the industry with technology. Our theme is the comic book. And who exactly are we? We're the Mountain Lions. Starring Laura Bennett, Alvin Brown, Adam Kaysen, Matthew Enger, Joseph Fuentes, Tina Franklin. Alternate coordinator, Aaron Gilmore. And who am I? I'm the coordinator, Adam Del Valle. And now, without further ado, our podcast. So please enjoy.
Greetings, and welcome to this podcast. Today, we will be discussing the pitfalls and challenges of the film industry associated with technology. In this industry, adaptation is a must. Everything, I mean everything, is going digital. Therefore, the ways of old are becoming obsolete, and the new methods are being learned by the experienced and taught to the aspiring. With the popularity of 3D films on the rise, production and post-production teams are adopting and applying these skills to remain a part of the competition. Gotta stay ahead of the game. Visual effects are becoming a requirement for successful pieces. If you want to stay in the running, keep some cool effects on deck. Even if a film has no visual effects during its live action, it may still require hundreds of shots of CGI in post. It is only a matter of time before the entire process goes digital, and the art form known as cinematography strictly becomes digital videography and CGI only. Help keep the cinema in cinematography. Master the ways of old. This has been an Alvin Brendan Brown production.
Technology has changed and continues to do so daily, so why is the user so lost on its prospect? I'm Samuel Adam Casey. I see music as an element under constant stressors and abuse. Beautiful music is made every day. Some of it comes from love, some comes from hate, but the reality is, most music is just based loosely off of life to create a story of life. But to place any blame on an artist for their expression of their perception is like giving a 4-year-old a four-wheeler for Christmas and blaming them for making every unpaved road in your backyard. The evolution of music is clearly explained and expressed in the mainstream by many artists. A good explanation would be Linkin Park. Before they were Linkin Park, Hybrid Theory was an experimental music group that was frustrated hearing the same things over and over, so they made new out of the same. And as their career grew, so did their understanding of music, bold expressions of new sounds, mixing digital and analog. Their sounds went from heavy and angry to melodic and expressive. Though many do not agree with their sound, this evolution is clear. Back to the four-wheeler topic. You knew they were going to play with it, you knew they would tear it up, and you used the device you gave them to the best they could. And now it is up to you to replant the seeds and grow your garden. Why would you get angry if you knew this would happen? So instead, let's go into how to use it right. With analog, once it is recorded, the material is set and quote-unquote unchangeable. But over time, context can be lost because time can diminish its quality. This makes digital better than analog in that aspect. But with analog, you get warmth and vibrance that may not show the same quality as digital, but can still be a driving force that can captivate the heart and stimulate the mind. My opinion is that we should work more on a balance to make analog and digital work hand in hand, because let's face it, if we lost the power grid tomorrow, how would we make music without any analog components?
Creating a storyline for a video game is among the most challenging for any entertainment. Finding the balance of character development, cinematography, and a well-crafted game is key to amazing sales. The key is thinking outside the box. Several great selling games all revolve around the same concept. First you have your zombies. Combat. Adventure. Racing. And creation. But it's not the genre that's important, it's what you do with it. Challenges surface every second, as many ideas you may have are most likely been thought of or in creation at this very moment. So to overcome this challenge, it is crucial to get your foot in the door as soon as you possibly can. Internships are available in many areas. Though most begin unpaid, it still allows you to build a business relationship and professionalism towards a company. With this, not only will you become one step ahead of the rest, but you may also lead to an interview, presentation opportunity, or even a paying job within the company. So get out there and have some fun, and good luck on your job search.
How much does it cost for all the music in the world? Free. Daniel Tosh may have been joking, as comedians are wont to do, but he's right. It would seem that in the age of high-speed internet and file sharing, that technology would offer a one-two punch to artists and all the entities that enable them to manufacture, well, anything. But with the advent of digital rights management, the industry may have shot itself in the foot, not only preventing prevention, but actually encouraging more pirating because of the headaches of online verification, the necessity of always online, and redundant codes and keys that provide access to any given account or piece of media. One of DRM's biggest issues is the feeling of corporations playing big brother to their consumers, treating their purchases as leases instead of outright ownership. This has gotten a lot of publicity and outcry from the military sector. Young men make up the most desirable demographic of consumers, and also happen to fall into the same demographic of those that would be overseas without internet and other amenities for extended periods of time. So instead of being able to relax with their games, movies, and music in their downtime, they'd be forced to either pirate a copy or live without the content that they legally purchased. So if technology is taking one step forward and two steps back, how can we reach a compromise that both protects the artist and those that invested in his or her vision and the rights of the consumer? The solution thus far has been twofold. On the small scale, some artists have taken to providing direct access to their products. Louis C.K. most notably has led a wave of stand-up comics and web content creators releasing directly from themselves with no middleman. This attitude is extended to the next generation of content developers, using Kickstarter as a way to transparently track the necessity of funds for any given project, while preemptively cultivating growing fan bases during the development phase. DRM may work as a theory, but version 1.0 leaves a lot to be desired. Hopefully the industry can learn from these missteps and continue to find solutions that serve the business and the consumer with the advent of 2.0.
A lot of times, the artist has to face the label that they're assigned to just to get results. This is a rigorous challenge. Oftentimes, if an artist's album isn't supported by a major label, record sales may become scarce. This will cause the label to lose money, therefore making the artist the target for blame. Neither the artist nor the label have good results. As album sales decrease, so does the monetary resource provided to the respected artist. Each element of music sales are costly, whether it's the beats, the studio time, manufacturing, equipment, or even the artists themselves. A lack of good promotion may also give you these results. The artist will pull his or her personality into the album. But very little money is made. Actually, plenty of money is made. It just doesn't go to the artist. Most artists make their money doing shows and performances, realizing that only a portion of a major project they perform, constantly making the money that rightfully belongs to them. The internet is their key to major distribution. In the end, the major record label makes all of the money. This causes many label artists to go independent or indie. This way, they have control of most of it, if not all plans made and money dispersed.
This segment includes the pitfalls and challenges for the video game industry. Many of these challenges include the design of playable and non-playable characters, the plot which drives the story forward, the action or the reason the gamer chooses to continue gameplay, and the balance between technological advancements in the field and adapting each element in the development process according to advancements without sacrificing any element. Character design. The player of a video game controls an avatar which links the player to the environment created by game developers. In order to entice the player to begin and continue playing with that avatar, the character must be well developed to have the abilities that relate best to the player. In order to do that, game developers of role-playing games like Skyrim or Dragon Age each design their own engines and interfaces to be used at the beginning of the game to allow the player to customize their avatar to their own liking, complete with desired facial features and builds and skill sets. New technological advancements will require more new and exciting angles on how these characters can be created in the future, and with each new advancement, the player is invited to create a story of their own. In fact, Dragon Age's developer, BioWare, created a toolset any owner of the game can download off the internet and create new levels, new characters, new weapons, and they can even sit in a director's chair and manipulate cameras to create machinimas, or machine cinema for short. Story design. Plots often are used and reused until the juice is all but dried up, and the imitators create nothing more than a cliché. Hollywood may have their problems creating one linear storyline, but game developers are challenged every day to come up with new storylines which continue to link the player to their designed characters. Most games perform on a linear plotline, but there are those that are above-top games like Dragon Age, which allow for multiple endings and free will during gameplay. It is a challenge to keep these stories fresh and come up with new ways for a player to write their own virtual destinies. Action and fight scenes. With fight scenes, a developer has to make the action look realistic, or the link between player and character can become severed. Much like creative writing, artists must use technological advancements in graphics to come up with new ways to make the game look more real and more thrilling. Sometimes, to make the action more thrilling, realism must be sacrificed. Balancing between the elements of game development with the new challenges of an ever-changing industry can be all the difference between an epic video game and an epic fail.